We're going to go straight into Don't You Know I'm Local, talk about local shit that's going on that probably only we care about, but that's cool because that's what we're here for. These motherfucking cows. So there was a slaughterhouse in Pico Rivera and a bunch of cows escaped, right? And so they were on the streets. You've seen videos of people trying to wrangle up the cows. One even made it to El Monte, and there, I think there was a singer. Her name is Diane Warren. I don't know what song she does, or she's a songwriter.
She's
somehow.
popping though.
She's an older white lady.
Yeah, older. Yeah.
And she paid money to like release that cow into like an animal place, like an animal reserve. How do we feel just about that? Because
I'm not surprised that there's cows in Pico Rivera.
Yeah.
It's Pico Rivera, where they have the Pico Rivera Arena, where they have Picolandia, where there's paisas and Pico Rivera and cows and like,
cows.
you know, it just makes sense. You know what I mean?
I think it's hilarious because like 2 weeks ago, I was just talking about how people have cows as neighbors. And then, like, I feel like it came to fruition.
You did.
To where, like, cows are now knocking on people's doors.
They're like in the dead end, just kicking it. Like if they're a hood. Cow gang.
Oh
Bro, but it was just...
Cow 13.
But it was just, but if you think about it, it was like, you know, it makes sense. It's Pico. Fucking Pico's a very big Latino, beautiful city, you know what I mean? And there was just, it's funny, there was just a bunch of cows. Imagine all the cowboys foods that go to Picolandia and like,
oh yeah,
just
they're
putting their boots on and just started to get this.
Trying to go help out.
Trying to catch them boots.
Yeah. It's crazy
It's some
to
funny
me
shit.
that it made you guys laugh and it made me so sad.
Oh, that they escaped from a slaughterhouse?
Yeah, like
But they escape. It's a good thing. We can make a movie
guess
about
where
it.
they're going back?
Farmer John.
Yeah, they're going back to the slaughterhouse.
Oh, shit.
like
Food
that.
for less.
Of course, we know slaughter shit happens, and clearly we're buying the meat.
Yeah.
But I think to see that they almost got away, and then
Yeah.
know where they're going, like you're seeing the thing that's about to die. I think it just hits different.
You
It
grew an
was turning
attachment.
something like,
Well, it made me really
She grew
sad.
an attachment to Big Moo.
Yes, I did. It made
the
me
hood.
really sad, guys.
who's your big homie?
No, but okay. So when I was little, I don't know if you guys might have this story. So I had a tío that pulled up to the front of our apartment, and he's like, "Leti, ven al van." So I go into the van, and he has two cabras. Cabras is
Goats.
and he has two goats tied up, and something's around their mouth. They're like muzzled, and I don't know why he would tell a little girl to come see it, but I just remember I looked at the cabras, and they were like big eyes, like looking at me, like, and then. Because they're muzzled, not that they can't talk, but they were making noises, but it's not regular, it's like muffled. And then he's like, "You're gonna eat that later." And then I just ran inside and I started crying.
Cochinita pibil.
Yeah, no, birria. And then
So good. So good.
So I told my dad, we're not going to that party. We didn't go to whatever party that was for.
Because you were being a little girl.
Yes, because I was a little girl. You guys don't have like animal stories like
I
that?
fuck with animals. Like I love animals. I had a dog. I had several dogs.
But that's not animals you eat.
But I think
I
she
know.
means like no, fool. I was raised in downtown LA in an apartment. I've never fell in love with a pig. For sure, your uncle's an asshole for doing that.
Yeah,
he's a
totally
pig.
an asshole for
but
that.
he's like, he comes from like the rancho probably.
Yeah.
For sure.
For him,
Normal.
He
it's
also had a
like-
wooden leg. Like this fool was like,
Yeah, he's
life
a
is
sick fool.
a
Like,
shit.
he's a pirate.
Yeah, he's a pirate.
The homie's grandma used to grab the chickens and just twirl them.
Yeah, and that's how they die.
Cooking food, like, you know what I mean? It just Latinos in Mexico are just very open with it.
Yeah.
Like, fool, like, cut the fucking chicken, shoot the pig, and like,
Yeah.
But it's so normal. But I remember my sister telling me that she seen that and she was like, I love pork, but I just couldn't eat that day because I saw the pig before it died.
So that's how I feel about the cows.
It is just one of those things. Like, yeah, I don't want to see how the meat is made,
Yeah.
but I enjoy the fuck out of it. When
So now
it's-
that I saw that meat,
you know,
it just made
whatever it
me
is.
so sad. These fools really try to escape, and they almost did. And then it's like,
Nah,
going
I
back
get
to
you.
death.
You know what that shows you? If you're different, good things happen. That one cow that went a whole separate way to Amani,
Don't follow the crowd.
he's free now.
Yeah. If cows had the opportunity, you don't think they would eat us?
No, they eat grass. They're not carnivores.
They eat grass and shit.
But if they could talk,
They would
if they
kill
had
us because we're
opposable thumbs,
monsters.
that's what I'm saying.
So if they were us, they would kill us.
So we gotta
basically.
get them before they get us.
They're not gonna.
Like the
they
80s.
have hooves.
They don't have thumbs, but if they have thumbs, they be killing us.
No.
You know what? Free the cows.
Please free the cows.
And the gang.
La vaca. Moo.
La vaca. La vaca.
That made me really sad. You guys have no rancho stories like that about like animals?
One time I had to kill a possum with my bare hands, and my grandma.
wow.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. What the fuck did the
what's-
possum do?
Yeah, what's the situation where you have to kill a possum?
Visiting my grandma, and then the neighbor knocks on my grandma's door and is like, hey, there's a possum in the bush. Can you help me like move it out of the bush or whatever? So I walk outside and I'm helping the neighbor dude, like, you know, trying to get the possum away from the house or whatever. My grandma, like everybody who's in the house, walks out of the house and they leave the door open. When they do that, the possum runs inside the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
You had to kill it because it went inside?
It looked at me in the eyes.
Yeah. No, those fools square up.
I swear to God, it looked at me in the eyes. It was
Did you
over with
wrestle
after
the
that.
possum? Did you
Hell
shoot
no,
the
I
possum?
had a
Did
stick. I
You
beat the
killed
shit
it
out of
with
it.
a stick?
I beat the shit out of it with the stick. So
Like a piñata, all the years of piñata.
Training. I don't
to beat the shit out
understand.
of it.
That's why there's a lot of Latinos in baseball. Motherfucker.
Fucking
It was built for this
piñatas.
shit.
Yes. Since
Small,
we were,
big,
like,
medium, who gives a fuck?
So I beat the shit out of the
piñata.
possum, right? And then my grandpa, after an hour of him just being missing, like in the house, taking a shower or something, he walks out and he's like, what happened? And I'm like, he's like, ¿Qué pasó? And I'm like,
You didn't,
the
you
possum.
didn't know what
killed
just
the possum.
happened yet.
And then he was like, where is it? And I'm like, in the trash. And then he's like, we could have ate that. And I was like trying to process it, like, that's disgusting, Grandpa. And then he's like, oh yeah, well, when I was growing up, we would catch possums just so we could have food that day.
Yeah, so
And like you have to think from a
Yeah.
different perspective.
Oh, hell yeah.
you have
You
to
know
be
what I'm saying?
open-minded towards them.
Yeah.
I remember my first time ever like having BB guns. We seen a fat-ass raccoon walking right in the whole block where there's a bunch of kids just trying to knock it out the light pole. And then the Honduran lady, the only Honduran neighbor we have comes out. Y que vocero te hijo puta. Es el que me le traga los $20. Like, she was gonna eat the motherfucking raccoon. El que me le traga le va a dar $20. I was like, oh, we all made it. He made it home safe. We
Oh,
had
you
better.
didn't even get it?
Nah,
Oh.
one time I did knock. Like, honestly, like, I'm just a big believer that rodents should die. Like, they like shit and like, like raccoons scare the fuck out of me.
Hell
like,
yeah, possums too.
bro, I seen on YouTube how people have them as pets.
I've never seen someone have them as a
Bro,
pet,
people
but-
have those food as pets, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their people are weird.
On my Ring camera, I can see them sometimes. Like they'll set off the cameras because they'll go in the trash or whatever.
Oh,
They'll pass
yeah.
by the front of our house, and I'm like, oh.
You don't
fuck
find them
no.
ugly? I'll kick the fuck out of raccoon.
I wouldn't kill them.
You notice that they're always the villain in like these little
in any
kid
movie.
movies.
The
It's like the
raccoons.
raccoon is like,
Poor raccoon.
See, so our kids are
Like-
breeded to hate raccoons.
yeah.
No, they're bred.
It's generational.
to
Or
love
bred. Oh my
people.
God. Raccoons aren't people.
Love animals. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me get that off of my chest.
Yeah, but shout out to the cows, man.
You're free to cows.
Free the cows.
Free to cows. Free to cows.